Welcome to day 29. It's confidence versus doubt. We're going to take a look at how you show up in the world and how you act around certain people and certain situations and how that dictates you getting the things you want or not getting the things you want. So when you go into a social scenario, and let's pick one where it has to do with what your goal is. So what was your number one goal that you picked for yourself this month? The thing that you most want to, losing my notebook, the thing that you most want to improve upon, or the thing that you most want to gain or bring into your life. Take a look at yourself in that situation. So let's use an example of finances. If you were saying that you want a job that pays you better and you want more money to come into your life so that you can do more things, then we're going to take a look at how you show up with your job and with money. Because we can be really confident in one scenario and then in another one be totally unconfident. So like you might feel really confident when you're at the gym and you're working out, and you might feel really confident in your body and feel really great. But maybe when it comes to finances or your relationship, that confidence goes away. Like when you get into work, maybe the confidence is completely different than when you're at the gym. Or when you're paying your taxes, or when you're paying your bills for the month, your energy might be completely different based off of your confidence level with that thing. So it's not like, I know a lot of times people say confidence and it's this like broad thing, like you either have confidence or you don't have confidence. But the truth is that you have confidence in different ways in different areas. So some things you have a lot of confidence in, and some things you don't have a lot of confidence in. So we're going to talk about like how to get that confidence for the area that you most want to improve in your life. And it all boils down to the energy that you're holding, the thoughts that you're thinking, the beliefs that you're having about your life, and the stories that you're telling yourself about who you are, your identity. So in the gym, we keep continuing to use that same example. If you're in the gym and you feel really confident there, then you probably have a lot of stories, beliefs, and thoughts that back up how valuable and how worthy you are, and how good and confident you are at working out and changing your body and feeling really fit and feeling really healthy. You probably have more positive beliefs than negative beliefs and thoughts and stories and identities. If you feel really confident there at the gym, but then you're going into work, you might want to take a look at how you are acting and how you're being, and the thoughts you're thinking and the beliefs that you're holding and the identity you have for yourself when you're at work, when you get into the office, or when you get into your job, however that looks for you, or you get around certain people there that you work with, or you talk to them on the phone. What changes? Your thoughts change, your beliefs change, your stories that you're telling yourself change, and your identity changes. For example, with me, like when I was a kid in school, I was so bad at school. I got really bad grades. Like I told myself that I wasn't smart. And so my identity at school was really different than my identity at home. At home, I was confident, I was happy, I was playing, I felt valuable, I felt creative, I felt worthy. But then when I got to school, I felt like I was not valuable at all. I get around other kids and they didn't want to be around me, or they didn't want to be my friend, and then I wasn't good at school, and the teachers, were mad at me because I didn't have good grades. And all of that made me feel unvaluable, unworthy. And so that was part of the identity that I built, was around like school and things like school. I didn't have any worth or value, but outside of that, I did. So I kind of built my life based off of that until I got to a certain age where I started doing what you're doing here in the course, which is started doing personal development and inner work, and realizing that those were all just stories that I told myself about my life. And depending on the stories I believe, and the thoughts and the identities and everything that goes along with that, the beliefs, I could create who I am, and I can change who I am. And you have that power too. You have the power to create who you are. You have the power to change who you are if there's something about you that doesn't feel aligned or doesn't feel right or doesn't feel like you. So that's really exciting news. Like, you can change it. You have that power. And that's what we're going to go into more in depth here. I'm going to take a quick look at my notes and make sure I hit everything over there. You want to take a look at how you show up in front of a group of people. Here's a question that I wrote down for you. Do you feel like you're taking up space, or do you feel like you're in the way, or do you feel like it's a privilege to be in your presence? Do you feel like people being around you is giving those people extra value? So how you answer that makes a big, it tells you a lot about yourself, and it tells you a lot about where you're at. And if you're reading that and you're saying, well, I do feel like I'm in the way, I do feel like I'm, I want other people to go before me, I'm valuing others over myself, then that's okay, because I've been there. A lot of people have been there, like the majority of human beings have all been there, like not valuing themselves and not feeling worthy enough to take up space. And that's one thing that, especially on the retreats that I hold, we always do a lot of exercises and practices around taking up space and being worthy of taking up space. And again, this isn't like a blanket umbrella policy of like, you just feel like you're taking up space, or you feel like it's, you add a lot of value to people's lives to be around you. It's different in different situations. So you might feel like, yeah, like I totally feel like I'm valuable to be around. But do you feel like you're valuable to be around when you're in the situation of the goal that you're trying to achieve? Go back to the example of, if the goal is to improve your career and improve your finances, then are you showing up like you're taking up space, or are you showing up like you're holding yourself back and you're feeling like, what was the word that I used? In the way. Like, or do you feel like, yes, this is a privilege, this is a good thing? It makes a huge difference, I'm telling you. It makes a huge difference how you look at this. And what we're doing to actually remedy this is we're looking for self-approval versus the approval of others. We're looking for inner validation versus external validation. And the way that you shift this, the way that I've shifted this, the way that many of my clients have shifted this, is start to realize that you hold the power. You're the one who gets to choose. You're the one who gets to decide who you are, how you are. I know that most of us have created our identity and who we think we are based off of what others have told us. So somebody told us, oh, well, you're just this way, or you are that kind of a person. Oh, you'll never be that because you're just, you're not book smart. Like, that's something I heard a lot. Oh, you're just not book smart. Maybe I'm not book smart, or maybe I could believe the story that I am book smart and then I become book smart. So based off of your beliefs is what you create. Whatever your mind believes is created in your life. Like, your mind creates your body, your mind creates your relationships, your mind creates your career, your mind creates your finances. Whatever your external world is showing you right now, whatever's around you, your house, your car, your kids, your family, your friends, your relationships, your money, your body, these are all reflections of your inner world. So whatever your beliefs, thoughts, feelings are, is being reflected externally. So you have the power. That's the exciting part. You have the power to change it. You always do, and you always will. But it's your choice if you decide to believe the things that other people tell you about you and how you are and how you should live, or if you choose to live how you, in your heart and soul, know you're meant to live. Live the life that you know that you are put here to live. So it's completely and totally up to you once you start taking the power away from other people and giving it to yourself. So imagine there's like 2 light switches on the wall, not light switches, 2 electrical outlets on the wall. And right now your plug is plugged into this one, and this is other people's opinions. This is where all the power is going. This is where all the energy is going. It's surging to this one port of other people's opinions of you, how other people think you should live, if other people approve of you or value you or not. You need to rip that plug out of that wall and then plug it into this one, because this plug is your opinion of you and how you think you are and who you think you are. And if you really, like, I know if you looked at it at first, you'd be like, wow, I'm surprised at how much I don't value myself, or I don't feel deserving, or I don't feel worthy, or I don't feel confident. That's some surface layer stuff, right? Those are surface layer things. That's what it looks like because of what other people have told us and how things have gone and our beliefs about who we are and what, and this means this, so this, blah, blah, blah. You at your core always know that you're great. You always know you're worthy. You always know you're valuable. You always know you're enough. But all the other people's opinions make it feel cloudy and make you doubt yourself. So you just need to rip the plug out of the wall that goes to everybody else's opinions and plug it into your outlet of your own opinions of yourself and go back to your original self. Like when you were a really little kid, you knew you were great. You knew you were awesome. You knew you were fun. You knew you were worthy and valuable and deserving and enough. But then you got to a certain point where you started being around other people and other people told you how you are and who you are and how you should live and all those things. And you took that on. You took that on as truth. And because you're a little kid, you were just trying to make sense of this crazy world around you. So what happens here? What happens here is you go back to that initial little kid self before everybody else's opinions came in. You plug back into the little kid self and then you become powered by you. You validate yourself. You give yourself approval. You give yourself worth. You tell yourself that you are enough. When you do these things, you give the power back to yourself and you realize you actually are a great person. You really are good at that and anything that you want is possible. You know, improving your finances, changing your career, having a deeper, better love life and relationships with the people in your family and friends, having a healthier body, you can have all these things. Of course you can. There's no reason you can't. The only thing that might stop you is your belief about yourself, your identity, your stories, the things that you keep alive based off of what other people tell you is true about you. What other people tell you is true about you. And none of it's actually true. It's just their opinion. You have your own opinion. You decide, live from that place. When you do that, your energy changes. You act differently. You move differently. Your posture is different. Your words are different. Your tone is different. Literally everything is different about you because you're living from a self-inner power instead of powered by others. So it's extremely important to know this and do this and practice it. So your action step is to validate yourself, approve of yourself, remind yourself that you're enough, and notice how you feel. Notice what happens. Notice what changes. Do this for a day and practice it. Obviously, I want you to do this every day, all the time, but just do it for one day to start and just notice what changes and notice how you feel, and that's going to shift your mindset and you're going to want to do it more once you notice just how powerfully this impacts your life and makes your life better. So that is your action step. I'm super stoked for you to apply this. And the way that you validate yourself is unplugging from other people's opinions and plugging back into your own, which looks like telling yourself new beliefs, creating new stories, having a new identity. If what you wanted to change is your finances, and your finances, if it's like really hard to pay the bills right now, or you barely ever have enough, then you want to tell yourself a new story, create a new belief, and instead of being like, gosh, well, you know, just based off of the last 3 years of my life, it would say that my finances suck, and they're always going to suck because I'm in this job that blah, 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 you know? Erase, delete, and create the new story, which is that there's abundance of money out there, and you can always up-level your finances. It is always possible. Who are you not to have an abundant life? And no matter what job you're at, you know, you're creating new beliefs and thoughts and stories, and that might feel extreme for you. If that feels extreme, I always put this in front of it. I say, I believe it's possible that, and then you say the new belief. Like, I believe it's possible that I could earn more money. If I can earn more money feels like, no, I can't. How could I do that? I have this, and I have this, and I have this. You know, if you feel like you got a lot of blocks, you can put, I believe it's possible in front of it, and it really helps. And then eventually you say that enough, and then you just really believe it. So then you take away the I believe it's possible part, and you just flow. So create that, see what that would be for you. And I really want you to make us a video and tell us how this shifted and changed for you. Notice how you feel. Notice how the things that change around you. Notice what happens, and yeah, put that in a video for us. I'm so excited to hear from you, and I'm just really stoked to share this information with you. And put your biggest takeaway in the comments below. Love you guys. I will talk to you soon.